Hey, what's happening? It's your boy G Money the Prince. If y'all know me, I'm always trying to put y'all on to who's up and coming out here in these streets. Now, one thing that people must not know about me is that I am half and half. When I say that, I mean my mom and I grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, but a lot of people do not know that my dad, my whole father's side of the family is from Springfield, Mass. So I'm heavily into the 860, the 203, and yes, up there in Western Mass as well, the 413. So as I'm trying to put on for CT, I'm always looking for who's going to be next up there in that 413 as well. And this man I'm talking to right now is definitely one of those people that's putting on form. I promise you that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My boy Moe D. What's happening, baby?
It was good. It was good, G Money. I appreciate you for having me.
Oh man, I appreciate you sitting down with your boy, man. So why don't you give me
Sure.
a quick little bio, man? Like, where you from and you know what I'm saying? And just give a quick little bio and then we take it from there.
Yeah, so basically, I go by the name of Moe D. I've been making music since I was like 8 years old. I got a karaoke machine for Christmas from my mother. Plug that thing in. I would go to school, write lyrics all day, come back, record. Like it was like a thing that came early, right? 8 years old, karaoke and making music on that thing. And then, just to kind of fast forward, 13, I upgraded to my own studio where I was able to get my own programs, mic, the mixing boards and everything to start producing for real and start learning how to mix and master songs. So that's when I started at 13, really focusing like on the production side. And then fast forward little by little, each year I always worked on a lot of projects, a lot of different various projects I got on. But I've always been known as a solo artist. And today I've released like 14 like mixtapes. And then fast forward a little bit more, 2017, I released like my first official type album. It's called
Right.
Vision in 2017, and I called it like a first official album 2017 because I started using my own beats. Even though I was already making beats, I was still like collaborating with different producers and stuff like that. But
Still learning.
I see my own beats and I started doing 100% of everything. You know what I mean? Like lyrics, beat, mix, master, production, distribution, marketing. Like I was basically like my own little label. And then fast forward to 2020, really, upgrading my studio once again. And that's when I felt like we can get more in depth, but that's when I felt like I changed my jersey. Like, shout out Kobe, rest in peace to the legend. When he changed from like the 18, I'm sorry, from the 8 to the 24.
Right.
And like that was something major, and I feel like I did that in 2020. Upgraded the studio, released a project called Evolution, and then this year getting ready to release another project next month. So
Nice,
a
nice.
lot of
So
things, a lot of things in there. You know what I mean?
I
So
see, I see. So before we even get into what's going on right now, I mean, let's start from the beginning. So like you said, at the tender age of 8 years old, when a lot of kids, were playing with, GI Joes and Legos, and just wanted to
I
be
was on my
outside playing
karaoke.
kickball or something. You
Right.
actually was writing lyrics in class, man. Tell me about the childhood.
Yeah, man. So the childhood was very pure. You know what I'm saying? I come from a family of a single mother. You know what I mean? And she raised us, four kids. I'm the only son.
Wow.
All sisters. So that's how it was. But at the end of the day, it was always all love. You know what I'm saying? It was always positive energies, and it was such a pure like upbringing that I would never change anything for nothing because obviously that makes you to you who you are today. So it was a beautiful journey at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Just being that humble and that young and doing the music at home and everywhere I went. So the household at the end of the day, even though it was low income, single mother and all that stuff, and it was a struggle, but it was always all love and positivity, man. So
Right.
definitely a
That's the
fun.
beautiful thing about it, man. I think a lot of people think how we grow up, it was hard. Just growing up in that environment, you don't even know that it's any different from anybody else, man, because it's just what life is. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, man.
Now,
And
you
just playing a lot of
being
sports too, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to cut you off, but I'm saying, like, I played a lot of sports too. So, like, on the side of making music and all that stuff, I've always played baseball on teams. I've always played basketball on teams.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I did. I was always active but mainly music. Always. For as long as I can remember, it's been mainly music. So,
man, I was gonna ask that, man. Being in the house with all girls has to be tough in its own. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
people
So
would think that. People would think that, but at the end of the day, like, we had a pretty big apartment coming up,
yeah.
right? In Holyoke, because I'm from Holyoke. We had a pretty big apartment, and my sisters like had their own wing. So like they really had like their own space, and I really had my own room and my own space tucked away. So like we never really bumped into each other unless you know what I mean. Like
Right,
they did a good job in like keeping their things private, and I was like in my zone, just doing my thing. Putting posters up, making music, and writing
right.
like that. Hollering at girls, and you know what I'm saying. I had a lot of fun, bro.
Yeah. I always say that's like makes the best people is like kids growing up playing sports. I know that was a big part of me, of
That's key.
keeping me focused, keeping me structured, keeping me out of trouble and things like that. So was
Yeah,
that the
bro.
same for you, being involved with teams and sports like that? Did it help you in your journey?
Oh, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it helped you out, and you know, it helps a lot of people just in different ways. But like for me, like I've always been known as having like a lot of energy and a lot of creativity, and just like whether I want to release it on music or sports particularly, like help me with energy. Cause I always was like hype, and I was ready to go. Like let's go ball, let's go do something, let's go throw, let's go do something. So always
Right.
hype, always be going there. I was hype. So that helped me release some energy when I needed to release it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of internalizing certain things, you ball up, you play sports, and you're able to let that out. You know what I mean? Express yourself.
Without a question, that's a great way to put it right there, man.
You
So
know,
you're 8, and you say what about the age of 13? You actually got you started getting like studio equipment of your own?
studio, you know, computer interface, mic, program. You know,
Wow.
it was not crazy, but at 13, I was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Make my own music from a computer, a little studio, and get it done.
So tell me about the blessing of having a mother that actually believed in you, because I mean, for you to get that equipment at 13, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
know it had to be from her and her believing in
yeah.
your dreams and things like that. So tell me about the positivity of having a moms like that behind you.
Man, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a mom or anybody, I feel like every single person in this world needs at least one person like that. And my mom has been huge because she's always been there supporting me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she got me to karaoke at 8. She saw how much I loved it and used it. So she was like, you know what? Let me try to get my son a little sign when he turns start when in his teenage years. So she upgraded that. You know, she's so humble. She's so loving. She always puts everybody before her.
Yeah.
So every time I needed anything or anytime I needed to speak with anybody, she was always there. So that just helped me grow up as a man. And I can ask questions and learn and experience life. But at the same token, she did give me a lot of freedom to do me. You know what I'm saying? Like she was always there, number one. But like I was a lone kid on the street just learning on my own, bro. Like where we going? No, I don't even know this street. I don't even know this hood. I don't even know this block.
Right.
But we in there partying or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I was reckless all over the place, bro. But my mother gave me that balance.
Got you. Nah, that's so important, man. And then releasing mixtapes, doing things, learning how to produce, collabing with other folks. And then you said 2017, I finally got it. This is it.
Yeah.
I got it. I now have the vision.
Yes,
And you
sir.
got the project called Vision in 2017. So what was that feeling like? I mean, finally like stepping out on your own, if you will.
Yeah, honestly, man, I felt great because you know I've always made music, but once I stepped it up to like album mentality, where it's
Right.
not just like making a few tracks and not worrying so much about like the mixing or mastering, just like getting tracks out there. 2017, when I released the album Vision, like I said, I did all the beats on there, I did everything. Like in the studio, like there was no collabs. It was 100%, you know what I'm saying, me. Two beats on there I purchased exclusively through one of my homeboys, but
Yeah.
it's exclusive, so like technically it's all me, it's all mine, but like I said, on that project, everything is 100% exclusive and I own like outright fully. So it was a big deal to me to level up. You know what I'm saying? Like growth. I'm a big dude about growth and evolution,
Right.
right? So like once I'm able to get to that point, like yo, I'm doing my 100% my own stuff. Like at the end of the day, like you know, rappers think or artists sometimes like yo, now nobody could mess with me now. Like do it all, bro. Like I'm
Right.
sorry, you don't do this level type of shit. So you know, not to sound like that, but it comes from confidence comes from experience. Feel me?
Of course.
So it's all love and humility, you know, at the end of the day. But it's a special day when that album came out because that was the official like vision, and now let's get it going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. So in 2017, so now you're like an artist, right? So you understand, you're doing everything from the beginning to selecting the beats, making the beats, all the way to putting out the project yourself. Now, from
Yeah.
2017 to, what you call 2020s when you really matured, like, what have you learned in between there about becoming an artist? Because I think a lot of people understand making music, but the thing that they fell on is becoming an artist, being part of the
Yeah.
music business. So between 2017 and 2020, last year when you dropped that project, what have you learned in helping you grow that way?
It's a good question, man. Honestly, what I've learned is just continuously trying to learn something new. You never want to feel like you got it down pat. So even in 17, when I dropped the album, even though I was like 100%, I was like, you know what? I'm still not comfy. So I tried to find out ways that I can continue to craft, continue to mold, continue to make the music sound better, higher quality, like just fine tuning in between. And then officially in 2020, you know, I officially got like my own space. Like I've always had studio space to record, but like my own intimate space where I can go at any time, any moment, high quality studio and make some quality music. That began in the beginning of 2020. And all of a sudden, as you know, we'll probably talk about this later, the pandemic hit. And then it was perfect timing because I was just starting on a project called Evolution. So it worked out perfectly. And then in May 2020, released that Evolution project. So that was the whole growth thing, you know what I'm saying? Like getting the album out 2017, figuring out how to fine tune it and getting better, upgrading everything officially in 2020, not only the programs and all that stuff, but my mentality.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt like I changed my jersey because it's like the next stage of my life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm there now and I'm executing it right now. Evolution is out 2020. And now within the next month, I'm looking to release another project called Forever Royalty, which is about 95% done. I'm just fine tuning the knobs and that should be out by the, I don't want to give an exact date, but that should be out by, March 31st, which is my birthday. So, just a lot of things. Yeah.
So as you know, just a couple of days ago, we did just have to relive that tragedy of Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and the others that passed away in that tragic helicopter accident in California. And I know, like you said, you felt like that was your Kobe moment when, all right, he's no longer a boy, he's now a man. He's going from 8 to 24.
Yeah.
And in 2020, that's when you decided to do the same thing, step it up, and drop the Evolution.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
between, how horrible of a year 2020 was, everybody would probably agree on that. You know what I mean? What was that album like for you? Was it more of like a release of getting your emotions out from that particular year? Or was it kind of like, you know what, even with all this going on, this is where I am and y'all need to know it?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think COVID, the pandemic kind of helped the project out because I already had that mentality of like growth and evolution and all that. But like when COVID hit, I was like perfect timing. And that just helped me. And I'm pretty sure it helped a lot of people like figure out things in life. Like you're able to figure out who the real ones are, still holding you down through the madness because when shit hits the fan, it's like your eyes open. It's like you can see the blessings in the trials and tribulations, right? So you always try to figure out through the negative, what's the positive that I could pull out of it. So I was like, you know what? Let me take this whole situation, everything that everybody's going through, and let me release the project officially called Evolution. So I did incorporate. It allowed me to focus a lot more, and I incorporated a lot of things that relate to the whole situation of COVID, but mainly evolution, because I wanted people to just basically think of COVID like, you know what, everything happens for a reason. So if we're going through this COVID stuff right now, how can we grow from it? You know what I'm saying? Not to like fall back, get depressed and give up on everything. And this is like, how can we level up from here? You know what I mean? So evolution was all about that.
Right. Definitely, man. So take me through the project, man. So, there's a couple of singles that you released on there. Give me one of the songs that was like real personal to you. Like take me through that process of recording it to, even to releasing it. Like what's that project like? I mean, what's that process like? You know what I mean? Because I know evolution and what it means. So I know there was tracks on there that really, really touched you and meant something to you. So, what's that process like, recording it and giving it to the world and hoping that they feel you on it?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. Like I said, just with everything with COVID and then putting a project out in a timely manner, I thought it was perfect timing. There's some tracks on there, like the first track is called Highway to Heaven. Mm-hmm. So that's like, that's almost like saying, we know we're going to lose a lot of people. A lot of things, people, you know what I'm saying? Like people are going to go. And at the end of the day, it was like, you know what? We on a highway to heaven. Like we don't even realize that at the end of the day, because I'm a man of faith, right? So the way I put it is like, let me put the first track, Highway to Heaven, so people can think about it in this way, like, damn, if we are on the highway to heaven with all this COVID thing and you don't know when your last day is, let's live it like it's your last day today, just like that reminder. And also with that mentality of like, there's another level once we gone, right? There's another chapter. So just having that faith. So express that on track 1. Shouted out guys like Nipsey Hussle on it. Rest in peace to the legend. Because it's all about evolution, about pushing the envelope forward. You know what I'm saying? Continuing the marathon, all that stuff is huge to me. So I incorporated guys like that. And then, also mentioned guys like later on, I got a track called Evolution on there too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sorry, I got a track called Evolution, but I got a track called Authentic.
Yeah.
You know, like I got some merch on that, by the way, on the website and all that stuff. I got merch for the album. But authentic mentioned guys like LeBron, you know, talking about guys like Purity, where they come from, and still having that positive aspect in life, and you know, helping people, giving back wisdom, knowledge, and energies where they can become a little bit better. Even like that stuff is huge. You know, platforms like that, and Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron is more than an athlete. And that's what I'm all about with the whole music thing. Like, I'm not just an artist. I have a lot of visions beyond music, but I know the vision of music can catapult the ultimate vision. So it's like incorporating everything into that project, like that, mentioning those guys. Like I said, Barack Obama, he just released a book, you know, called The Promised Land, which I'm on it, highlighting, making notes, just constantly learning, like, yo, how do these guys structure the United States? You know what I'm saying? How does the economy work? How does climate change impact us? Like, not to sound like a geek like that, but I know education is power. So on my free time, I'm constantly learning, and I like to incorporate that into the music, especially for evolution. Feel me?
Don't never let anybody fool you saying that. Of course, the education is power. Always keep learning. Always keep going. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up next. Speaking of evolution, I start to look for different things when I start looking at artists. You know what I mean? Like, understanding, like, hey, anybody can make music, but which artists really get it? You know what I mean? Industry-wise, you know, artistry-wise, brand-wise. And you definitely have that. And, you know what I mean, just going through the website, going through stuff, I was really impressed by the merchandise that you had for this album. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
So tell me, who gave you that inspiration and that idea process to be like, you know what, I'm not just going to release this project. I'm going to have the merch and everything else to go with it.
Yeah, honestly, you see guys in the business. I mean, for example, like guys like Jay-Z and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, making music, and then they say, you know what, let me open up the store too. Because it's just like you're creating different streams of income, right? Everybody always trying to find a little thing on the side that they can do to create a little bit of extra income to live a little bit more quality. So I just decided, you know what, let me open up the merch thing. Obviously taking inspirations of people that done it before me and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Rihanna's doing music, but she does the Fenty skin, like always having that extra thing. So I was like, you know what, let me open up the merch. Even though I'm not focusing right now too much on like the marketing part of it and selling stuff, I said, let me open it up. Let me start practicing. Let me see how the merch looks. Let me see how this looks. Yeah. So when it starts ready to get pop off this year, because I'm ready to invest. I've been saving. I've been doing my thing. This is the year, bro. Like, yeah, my timing at the end of the day. But the merch and all that, inspired by others. But I just was like, you know what? Nobody else is doing it for me. So how can I figure out on my own? So that's when I get in the books. Like, how can I open up a store? How can I upgrade this? Constantly asking questions. So I was like, you know what? Let me open it up.
Man, that's dope. And that's what I'm talking about, the people that actually get it. You know what I mean? Excuse me. There's so many talented artists that, unfortunately, that's all they do is make music. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? It's a dime a dozen. You know, you have to do things to set yourself apart and to stand out. You know what I mean? And have that type of star quality behind you and that brand behind you. And that's what I appreciated about you, Moe D. You know what I'm saying? And also another big part about that is hitting that stage, man, which I know if you've done time for time, you've been doing one of my shows. Yeah. So, you know, tell me about you, you know what I mean, getting on that stage and talk about that process, you know?
Yeah, man, that was fun, man. In Connecticut, when I did your showcase, that was dope. Shout out to you for that. And guys like Hip Hop Mike were there, which is another one of my boys, man. You know, it was dope. You just get on the stage. I always love getting on the stage in general. Like, I wish I could perform more. Obviously, with whole COVID and pandemic, you know, things were slowed down with like the live events, right? But I always love performing. I always get those goosebumps and that energy where you know what, like, this is what I want to do. It just always reminds me, like, this is the energy, this is the feeling I want to feel inside. So getting those opportunities like you gave me for your showcase and all that stuff, that is 100% real. And I appreciate those, man, for real.
Yeah. And with those shows, man, like you said, I mean, you got to meet and now network and have a good relationship with a hip hop mic. And that was part of my thing as well. Like, anybody could just throw a show for you to perform, you know what I mean? But what are you going to get out of it? You know, and that's just one of the things I try to do on my end. So speak with that being said, networking, you know what I mean? You make the music, you do everything yourself. You have the merchandise, you're working on your branding, you have the website. Now, you know, networking is a huge part of that as well, you know, because I can take you a lot further than anything else. Tell me about, you know, networking coming from a place like Holyoke and the difficulties it is being from 413 A60. You know, we don't have many opportunities out here. So Tell me about
Real
those
talk.
difficulties and how are you getting over those hurdles?
Yeah, yeah, good question, man. Honestly, this guy's like from New York. New York got all the platforms, right? And it's like, oh, if you can make it out of New York, you can make it anywhere. But real talk, if you make it out from where we from, and places like Holyoke, you can make it anywhere
For
because there's
real.
no exposure, there's no bridges to like cross over. You have to do your own networking. You know what I'm saying? So I started to incorporate when COVID hit a lot more like networking on a regular daily basis. So I just started reaching out to people, emailing brands, influencers, radio guys, different profiles, different people, you know what I'm saying? And just continuing to just connect with people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just being open to connecting and it's usually not asking for anything. It's just like, yo, peace, love, and blessings, bro. Like, hope everything is good. Like,
Hmm.
that's how it is on a regular. Like, oh, I hope everything is cool with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, love, like just sharing love, sharing this. And I feel like if you continue to give that type of energy to the world, in networking, you'll bump into people that feel you, and then you can start like, building more of your team, like concrete people or contacts. Like, you know what, this person is really real with me. They look out for me. I look out for them. I consider them as a team member, as a close friend. And continuing to give that out to the world should give you that back eventually.
Right. Nah, man, I definitely appreciate that. And like you said, I mean, me being one of those people that get up, hit up, you know what I mean, tons of times a day. It's nice when somebody just generally hits you up like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? And instead
Yeah.
of, I'm the best artist you ever heard, and you're like, you have to play me on the radio, da da da, like, okay, bro. Thanks, man. Good to hear from you. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
just
saying?
like all the others.
Right. So for anybody listening to this, yes, you know what I mean, take that approach sometimes and just say, yo, what's up? How you doing? You know what I mean? Just come
Show
with a different
love,
type of energy. You
of
understand?
course.
Like us in our positions, man, we get hit up the same way hundreds of times a day. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
talk. Yeah.
So always try and come different. And speaking of coming different, for your birthday in the year 2021, the
Ooh.
latest project is about to drop. So how do we go from having the vision to now giving everybody the evolution to now in
Mm.
2021 we are
Oof.
hitting it
Forever royalty.
with,
So it's like
ooh, you know I love that. You know I'm G
the
Money the Prince, so you know I love anything royalty.
yeah, I know that. I know that, G. But yeah, man, going from the vision to like evolution into the forever royalty, like crown and the feeling of just like, what's
Hmm.
up? Like we
Right.
ready now. So molding into that, from vision to evolution to forever royalty, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm ready to drop this next one before my birthday. So March 31st is my birthday. That's the absolute latest it's dropping.
Okay.
But I plan to release it before that. Every week to lead up to that, I'm gonna release a single. So today, actually, like around 5, I'm gonna release another single on my profiles.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called Space.
Yeah.
I'm rolling it out backwards on this new project because instead of putting out like the main singles first, I'm going backwards. I'm putting like probably the least single. Like this wouldn't be a single, but I'm gonna release it first,
Right.
and then
Right.
I'm
Right. Right.
this one second, this one third. So the last one I drop is actually the main single. The second to last one is the second to main single. So
Gotcha.
every week they're gonna be a single. Every other week there's probably gonna be a video. I got another video shoot coming up in Boston on Monday. Then I got another one in 2 weeks after that, in Connecticut. I'm renting
Okay.
out spaces, and it's next level mentality stuff. Like my videos are not, have never looked this good. My music has not sounded this good. So it's just about leveling up.
Right.
That's what I want to portray. Like I never wanted to skip a step. I always wanted to show people like, yo, my shit was rough. It got a little better, and then it got better. And there's still room for improvement, but just showing that growth and evolution into holding that crown of like, you know what, we ready. 2021, we're rocking the crown, and it's gonna be forever royalty, regardless of what happens, because that's how I feel inside.
Mm-hmm. T.I. said it best with his clothing line, a king of oneself, man. That's what you need, boy, right there. You know what I'm saying? You got to feel like royalty to perform like it. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
Yes, sir,
So,
man.
with that being said, you're releasing singles on your platforms every week leading up to the project. So, where should people go if they're not following you right now? Where should they go to be a part of this?
Yeah, so I think the easiest way is going through the website, moedmusic.com. So MOED as in daddy music.com. I try to update that probably like every week or so. So everything, like as far as news, content, videos, images, songs, lyric videos, merch, like everything I try to update on the site. And you could also go to everything at Moe D Music. You know what I'm saying? Everything at
Mm-hmm.
Moe D Music. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's all at Moe D Music.
Yeah, see, artists, I want you to get a couple of gems from that question I just asked him right there. One, everything is Moe D Music, so it's real easy to find him on everything. My social media, everybody that is in this game pretty much would know and tell you that always have the same tag for everything, so it's easy to find you.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it's a one-stop shop. You can go right to his website. You know how many artists that want me to interview and don't even have a bio? You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to get information about what you do? Like, never mind, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a whole website with everything that you want to learn and know about him. Plus, hear the music, buy the merch. Go out there and support this young man who has a dream, but more importantly, has woke up and actually is working towards it. You know what I mean? So Moe D, it was definitely a pleasure. And once again, I know we don't have a release date, but we're gonna keep telling them to get ready for it. Royalty Forever is coming out.
Yes, sir. Forever Royalty before March 31st, man. Forever Royalty is coming, man. I'm ready. Let's go. G Money the Prince. Shout out G Money the Prince, man. Much love to you, brother.
Always, baby. See, when there's no date, you just gotta keep going back and check every week. You never know when it could drop.
You never know. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, there's gonna be content every week, whether it's a video, images, lyric videos, singles. There's gonna be stuff. So I would, from this point forward, whoever wants to get ready for that Forever Royalty, I'm gonna be warming it up till that day. So to the release date. So we're ready to go, man.
413. You see that? We on the way, man.
Yes,
definitely look out for everybody out there, man. But once again, Moe D, appreciate you taking your time out your busy day to sit down with your boy. All right.
Thank you, my G. Appreciate you.
Hey, you already know, man. It's your boy G Money the Friends. Moe D Music. Y'all make sure y'all follow us. Me, I'm at G_Money_MNE. But until then, we're gonna be hollering at you soon. Y'all be easy. All right, perfect.